Youth and Empowerment, former Commissioner of Youth and Empowerment. We have been very close, and through his office, many of our officers, many of the state's youth has been find their way into the system. And I believe the close synergy with the state government is very, very close.
Okay. With this synergy you're talking about, does that mean that there's been recruitment into the NFSS?
Yeah, the way the NFSS is doing their recruitment is not that the way the federal government would say this is recruitment, just the way police do their recruitment. Our recruitment come in a way of, we have existing voluntary agencies who have been existing, like I was part of them. We have the
Which of them?
We have the Vigilante Group of Nigerians.
Okay.
We have the Civilian Joint Task Force, which I was a member of Nigeria Joint Task Force. I was a state chairman of Civilian Joint Task Force, which my identification is here. I was also a member of the Vigilante Group of Nigeria in Rivers State here. And you have other agencies like the Peace Corps, Community Policing. Many of our officers are from the Community Policing. The hunters in SEF, the real hunters. Like last week, Thursday, I received the chairman of the Hunters Association in Rivers State. How he came to see how he can build synergy and see how we can engage many of their officers into Nigeria Forest Security Service, and which the process is on. This is the area we are bringing in our officers and men. We revalidate them. When they come from other voluntary agencies to join the NFSS today, we revalidate them and bring them in. So this is how we are recruiting our people.
So there's no like an official recruitment, because in my conversation with the zonal commander, he had said, well, the federal government, upon backing the NFSS with the law and all, had given a certain quota that the federal government says, for the NFSS men to work, but if different states are at liberty to look at, with the peculiarity of what we have, if we can recruit more people or get more people to join, we'll do that in collaboration with the state government, who also would have to look at whether it can manage or not. And then that happened. And I know that in some parts of the north, like Zamfara and other parts of the north, there's been trainings of thousands of personnel who have now even been deployed to several parts. But if you come to the south, we haven't really heard anything of that nature happen. We've not heard of any announcements or news to say, people are being camped somewhere, or they're recruited and they are training, and so on and so forth. So in that light, is it that anyone who hasn't had any experience, or a typical Rivers resident cannot say, I want to be part of NFSS? And if yes, how can they do it?
Yeah, thank you very much. All these people I'm talking about from different agencies, different voluntary agencies, they are typical Rivers people.
No, I'm saying a typical Rivers person who does not belong to any...
Yes.
Because those people you are saying now might have had the vigilante group, maybe they were, but these guys have not. Somebody could be listening now.
Yeah.
I will tell you, Commander, I would like to join you.
Yes.
How do I join?
Yes. A time is coming for that in a very short time now.
Okay.
The doors will be open for that. I believe with the closeness and the activities now and the relationship with the state government now, I believe very short time will come up for that. And because the state government is working closely now to see how our officers are men. The other day we were revalidated by the Department of State Service and even the SIB. We also been revalidated, and I was also profiled. And all our officers, they are preparing for profile. You can't just send officers to training without profiling. And a typical Rivers person who is coming and said, as he's listening to me, say, he want to be part of, because the state commander is here. Yes, we can come. There is room. We will come with their CVs. Submit their CVs, we will get back to them. Because as soon as the door is opened now, then immediately we send for them. They will all come for their revalidation, their screening. Okay. Screening will take place and revalidation will do that. But as soon as we are taking them, we are sending them to training immediately. So the ones that are on ground now are those who are from the other voluntary agencies.
Already existing
vigilante groups. Like the other last time, the OSPAC in Eche. The local government chairman sent them down. They should come and be part of NFSS. Just the same thing in other communities. Even the other last time, we received a letter from the Ministry of Agriculture by the acting permanent sec, sending us name from the game reserve who are already trained officers and who are already trained forest guard officers to come and be revalidated officially into the list of the Rivers State Command. I am the state commander. I am to tell you the closeness between the NFSS and the state government.
Okay, what's your relationship with the zonal commander? Because I mean, if we look at it, many will be tempted to say you should be working together. It doesn't feel like there's a working together. So you can either confirm or dispel that. So what's the relationship like? Is there a cordial working relationship between you as commander and the zonal commander?
Yeah, if you watch our system just the same way it goes, you have the state commander has his own activities. He manages the state. If the zonal commander has been here and to speak of the aspect of the zonal level, if a zonal commander should speak on aspect of a zonal level, not a state level, because a state level has to be controlled by the state, not in the zonal level. Because you have an AIG, you have a CP. So this AIG who controls the zone cannot tell you what is happening in the state where the commissioner of police is there. So you have the commander in charge of the state. Then the relationship is always a cordial relationship with his zonal level. It's always like that. But more or less, 75% of my relationship is with the national headquarters, which is the commander general, who controls the 36 states. So we give our report to the commander general directly. So
okay, not the zonal.
Yeah, part of the report goes to the zone, the ones that are necessary to go to the zone. But 95% of our report goes to our commander general.
Okay, and there's also, we have a commercial coming up. I just put this question. Maybe when we come from the commercial, you respond. But there's also the talks that, oh, you're not from River State. And why should we have a person who's not from River State? So let me are you from River State? Let's confirm that first.
Okay, thank you. I'm not from River State. I'm from Edo State.
Okay, so
but
there's
part of River State.
Okay, there's a conversation. Oh, you're not from River State. You might not understand the terrain. How would someone who's not from River State be a commander of the forest guard in River State when we have people who are retired? Policemen, military men, etc., etc. Well, we'll get your response to this, but that will be immediately after we come back from this short commercial. The conversation continues. Nigerian folk, good morning. Stay with us. Good morning. The conversation continues. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. This morning we have with us the Commander, Nigerian Forest Security Service, Ambassador Dr. George Esene. Also, members of his entourage, Peter Solomon, Assistant Commander, Chief Provost, Rivers State Command, Wale, Assistant Commander, Anti-Robbery, Rivers State Command, Ohaka Solomon, Public Relations Officer, NFSS, Rivers State Command, and then Rachel, AK, is in charge of media. I'm sure they're all seated out there just to recognize their presence. In the studio with us, of course, is the Provost, PRO rather, and the Commander himself. So I'll just go back to the Commander. Sir, quickly, before the break, I was asking you about some conversations that's been held and questions raised about why we have a commander of the NFSS for Rivers State who is from Edo State. And some people don't seem to understand it. They feel, well, we are not in a place to discuss how security matters work, but common sense would imagine that anybody that would head this position would have to be someone who has good knowledge of the security situation in Rivers State, has worked or served in the state, and has an understanding of what the terrain is like. So can you clarify for us? You said you're not from Rivers State, but is there any other way that you've been affiliated to Rivers State security-wise?
Yeah, thank you very much. At this point, it's a laughing stock when we talk about you are from this state, you are not from this state, when it has to do with the national security. First of all, I don't really need to go far about if you are from Rivers State. You have, I believe we have what we call dual citizen in what is called an citizen. Now, your mom is from Rivers State and your father is from Edo State. Are you part of Rivers State?
Yep.
You are part of Rivers State. So if someone who comes from Imo State and is claiming to said somebody who is not from Rivers State and who is from Rivers State, this is my 29 years in Rivers State, and all my activities in Rivers State has been security activities. Security activities in different activities, different security issue of pipeline activities, fighting pipeline, and there are some videos that will be sent to you. There is a company that take over from Share, HOG, HHOG. We were the newly, as at 4 years ago, I was the commander of pipeline surveillance of that new department that was created. They call it VAT, Valued Addition, Valued Added Security Protection. I was the pipeline surveillance commander, both in Agbada, both in Eche Omuchem, both in Oyibo, Rumebele, Konkom, all the pipeline that connected. I was the pipeline commander who were active under the Nigerian Legion. That was a contract under the Nigerian Legion who were on it. I was a member of the VGN in Nigeria, the Vigilante Group of Nigeria, here in Rivers State. I was the assistant commander of the VGN in Rivers State here. Then I was also a one-time, you can see my identification here, I was also the chairman of Civilian Joint Task Force, JTF in Rivers State here, which the commander, there was a time, what brings me to CGTF because of my security architecture. All my lifestyle has been on security. I attended the Maritime Security Agency. I attended Maritime Security Academy. I read security and safety. All my certificate has been in security. I've been in activities of security, all here in Rivers State. So if we are talking about, I joined this formation in Rivers State,
it's not like you were in Benin and then they posted you here.
I was not. I was promoted to the level of this commandership. I was not posted down to Rivers State. I was promoted to the level of a commander in Rivers State. The first commander in Rivers State here that has to do with this organization was a female. He was from Abia State. The next commander was from Rivers State, from Obiakpo. After the commander, the tenure of the commander after 4 years and something, the next acting commander was from the same Rivers State, Equere too, from Equere local government. Then it was an acting for 3 months. Then I was the deputy commander of this organization. Then, as at that time, there was I was on course then. As soon as I returned back from a security course after 2 months, and I was invited. As at that point, I was the only deputy commander on ground. And I was asked to go and act for 3 months. And with my performance on 3 months, then I was confirmed to be the commander.
Okay.
And I was not just confirmed, I was confirmed with the people of the officers and men in Rivers State to confirm the activities and the level of what I took the organization to the level where it is today. Many people don't really know about this organization. This organization have started 15 years ago. It was a process of organization. It was started from Hunters Group, from Hunters Group to Hunters Council, from Hunters Council to Nigerian Hunters and Forest Security Service. Today you have it where it was being passed. During when it was passed into second reading, the bill was stepped down by Senator Adams Oshomole to say let the word hunter should be removed. Let him be Nigeria Forest Security Service. So that if there should be a merging, you can easily merge it with the Forest Guard. The signing of the bill of the Nigeria Forest Security Service resurrects the Forest Guard.
So how does that then work with the recruitment? Because I keep asking about the recruitment because manpower is very important if you must tackle this. And many people thought at the time that when this bill came and then was signed and the president gave that marching order, we were going to see, announcement of people being recruited, coming in to join. So people saw that as one way of employment, an opening for employment. However, they haven't heard that, there's this recruitment going on. However, the NFSS has to work. So how has it been working, and how do you then get the men that are doing the work?
Yes, that is like what I said before. I've said it before. We have existing agencies. The Forest Guard, just let me make you understand that the Forest Guard has been an existing agency long years ago. Even our fathers some of them are even part of the Forest Guard. The signing of the Nigeria Forest Security Service resurrects the Forest Guard. And if today we can watch in Rivers State here today, if you go to our game reserve today in Adoni, how many officers do you have there? The last time they were under the Ministry of Agriculture, they were asked to come and revalidate. How many? They were not even up to 50. If we talk about the existing Forest Guard, many of them are old. So the federal government knew that many of them, because like in Rivers State, majorly in South, we're not really having Forest Guard officers in South, except in Edo. It ends in Edo. Edo State, you were still having the Forest Guard was still existing. That's why they were old men and old women. Ondo, Ekiti. That is why you have the National Park Service in Oshu State. Whereby today, that is where the training of armed training is taking place. Retraining of the Nigeria Forest Security Service. Now, the recruitment of just what I said comes in from this existing agency. We have not started it. It has not started recruiting.
I don't start recruiting anybody from the street who wants to know.
We are only bringing those who are already existing. The federal government want to first of all polish them again, give them that necessary training and necessary orientation before the federal government can flag up. Because when you talk about recruitment, when they recruit you, automatically employment has been given to you. And as soon as employment is given to you, you are sent to training, then you go to work and your payment started. But we that are still on ground, we are still a voluntary services officers who are still on ground. Now absorbing other voluntary agencies who have been existing
to join
us to build that manpower, like the community policing, the Vigilante Group of Nigeria, the Civilian Joint Task Force, even some of the members of Peace Corps are joining us. Even some of the members, like the other time you have some of the members nationwide, this Nigeria Legion Corps Commissioner, you have many of them who have joined the system too. All these people are coming in, we revalidate them to build that manpower, to build that strength. So if anybody is interested now, we still advise him to hold on. He can only come to the headquarters and submit his CV so that when that time comes, the CV, they can call them for screening and documentation.
All right.
So that is it.
Let's take a few calls. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, and 0817-923-0007. Those are the numbers you can call to ask questions or make contributions. Again, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, and 0817-923-0007. You can also send messages to 0809-0306416. That's the WhatsApp number, 0809-0306416. Good morning, Nigerian folk. Let's hear you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, calling from Port Harcourt.
What's your name again, please?
I'm Chris, calling from Port Harcourt.
Okay, Chris from Port Harcourt. Go on.
Yes, I think for me, from what I'm hearing from that man is overqualified. It's just that in Rivers State, we play politics with everything. For somebody that has done surveillance in all these communities where you have oil facilities and all of that, there is no other way, because there are some, once you are part of these kind of activities, there is no nooks and corner in Rivers State that you will not know, because these are interior bush. In fact, some of the Rivers people that are claiming to be Rivers don't even know their area. But from what I'm hearing from this man, I say he's overqualified to be the whatever position he's handling. I think, thank you. That is
all right. Thank you, Nigerian. For good morning.
Andrew, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Honorable Bida from Nkoro.
All right, go on.
Your guest in the studio. The man has spoken very, very well. It's not from River State, but look how he's mentioning everywhere. Just like most of what that guy said, most of what that are from River State. Me, I know my own territory. But most people don't know their own territory. My brother, whatever thing you need today, you will get it. You've spoken very, very well as a security man. God will bless you, give you wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that whatever thing you're doing, you're going to achieve it. God bless you, my brother. I appreciate your statement this morning.
Nigerian, sir, good morning.
Good morning, Ifiemi Andrew.
Yes, morning to you.
And good morning to the guests in the studio. I think well said. All the ideas is welcome. I appreciate all his effort, his contributions. But I want to say one thing. Please, most interestingly, when it concerns the forest guard, I think it's part of what we are saying here. They should be able, when there is a distress call and they are able to combat the situation, they should, during that report, they should make us know that these were those who contributed, to that effect that brought that result. Because if that sound is not made, we will not know who is actually contributing in the security sector. Because sometimes their name seems to be silent. And with the police taking charge of everything, we can't know who contributed, to that success. So I want to appeal, whenever there is a report and the report, is positive, they should be able to stand their name. That these are those who, cut the situation. Maybe the police are those who take the arrest and whatever. We should be able to know the name so that we know that, yes, these are the people actually contributing and working. Thank you. And good.
Nigerian, sir, good morning.
Good morning to you, Mr. Andrew.
Good morning.
Morning, and special greetings to your guests.
Okay.
My name is Comrade Kumase Magnus. I'm calling from my place.
Go on, Magnus.
Yes, very quickly. I think the last time this issue came up, I talked about the funding and the relationship between the security guard and our local communities. I still want to insist, when we want to form this security setup, what's the relationship between the administration and our various communities? Because, like you asked your guest in the studio, it's not for Rivers. There's nothing wrong with that. But what relationship does it have with our communities? We have communities that are very fragile when it comes to insecurity. How can we be able to relate with them, to see reasons with them why we need this foreign guard in our community? It's very important because it can escalate a lot of things in Rivers State, here in Rivers State.
All
so
right.
how conversant is it with these communities where you intend to carry out this operation? It's very important question that you need to
All right,
address.
thank you. So he said relationship with the traditional rulers, community leaders who many expect should be part of this process. And also to add to it is, at the moment, it's the forest guard. Are you working? Are you in the bushes? And if so, what part or which of the forests in any of the local governments do you think are areas of particular concern that require quick attention?
Yeah, thank you very much. I like the last caller. What he said was, there is no way we can carry out our operations without in every communities, we have our officers and men who are indigenes of those communities. Like recently in Eleme, between Oyigbo and Boncha Road, last 2 weeks, our officers and men recorded very useful operation there. Those guys who are disturbing that Agboncha Oyigbo Road, I believe today the police is handling that situation. It was a joint operation. Even our men were still in the bush till they apprehend those people. The videos, the pictures are here. The camera was discovered from it and all of that. Some of the victims that was victim of the kidnapping and other activities, they invited them. Like when they say relationship with the police, you see, we should be known. Yes, we are still working under the services of the DSS and the police. We cannot be faster than our shadows. In every activity, we don't have right to detain, but we have right to arrest and hand over at this point. So every suspect we arrest, we hand over to the police. Like a chief forest, as I'm talking to you now, my officers and men are still in the bush now, so I'm talking to you. My officers and men are there. As at last night, some useful information was given. You can carry out your investigation in all this. You can call the DPO, the division officers, the division police officers of HA. He will tell you. Call the traditional rulers. When I came in as a commander, I turned around the whole major communities that we know, down to riverine areas. I visited all the traditional rulers. See how our officers and men will work effectively in those communities. I build relationship with them. Our patrons today, 95% of our patrons in River State are traditional rulers, major traditional rulers, which I will not mention them here, but very soon you will see them. They are major traditional rulers, which they are also helping us. Majorly, we don't really work because of our arms. We don't go far, but what is majorly important is that local information gathering. We give that intelligent report immediately. Like what I told my men the last time I held briefing with them, I said, don't give me incident report. Give me report before the incident so that it will be useful and time conscious of your information. Give me that information 2 minutes, 30 minutes before the incident so that the proper agency can able to swim into action. Like several arrests has been made, like recently, like this stadium at this Amasi Amakal stadium at Igrita. When we did our national training there, our men recorded success there. We combed the back of those stadiums. We made sure we go around. I even went ahead with them. We recorded huge success there. All the people all the suspects that were vandalizing all activities of that belongs to the government and other things, we discovered some activities there, which I've also put down my report to the Department of DSS. No step I make that the DSS is not aware. I also work with the SIB, the State Intelligence Bureau of the Police. I also pass my information to them. They're always aware.
So what about funding? Because
when we talk about funding, for now the federal government or the state government is not funding. We get support from individuals who see the voluntary activities that our officers are doing. That is why we are still writing to some of them. Like the state government is promising, yes, they will listen to us, they will answer us, because it was because of this issue in the state, which I believe by the grace of God, it has been settled now. And I believe the governor will have time now to listen to us and he will look into our situation. He has seen our letters before, he have looked into it, and he have directed us to a particular ministry to look into the issue, look into our activities. So the aspect of funding, sometimes we deploy our men, some are being funded by the communities. Some local government chairmen. I've visited many local government chairmen who said the activities of this forest security service is really in a good line with what we are expecting. Sometimes they encourage them. But like the other last time I was discussing with the Che local government chairman, I pleaded with him, if he can provide motorcycle for our men. It's not vehicle, motorcycle for our officers in those local areas. They can able to record it. They know they are indigenes of the communities. They are where many of them were youth president, many of them were community CDC chairmen who are members of our officers. They know the terrains They communicate me every day. We communicate each other. They know these terrains. But if they have been formed, that is why we are still asking, we are still begging, because the federal government has given directive. Gradually, the process is coming, which we are still expecting. But that funding is coming from individuals who love the activities of our officers in various communities.
And then one more question, just before we wrap things up. In your view, I know you have talked about the hierarchy and how the structure work and who you report to and how that works. But then, do you think that a more coordinated relationship between you as commander of the state and zonal commander with regards to the government might make things work better and faster?
Yeah.
As against if you are doing separately, the zonal commander is doing separately, that doesn't put a united front.
I'm not really here to speak about the zonal level of it.
Okay.
Because when you are a zonal commander, you are not commanding one state. You are commanding different states. So your interest should not be on one particular state. If your interest should be on one particular state, because you have a personal interest, you don't think you are helping such state. What I really understand, this organization is a formidable stage, whereby the state commander are to report directly to the commander generals. 95% information given to the commander general, 5% given to the zonal commander, because it's a formidable stage. So we have not fully have that strong structure
where you can say,
let us follow chain of command, like you have it in the police, from the IG to the zonal, to the AIG, from the AIG to the CP, from CP to area commander. We have not, that structure has not been built. That is why the formidable stage is on. So when the federal government have finished the restructuring, restraining, and every officers, they will now impose a structure and change our code of conduct that guides the organization. So I believe then we can now relate and have chain of communication.
All right. Thank you very much. That's how much we can take. We have to wrap things up here. Nice having you in the studio with us, Commander George Esene for the NFSS. And your entourage, all of them who are here. Thank you guys as well. We had the PRO here. Unfortunately, we didn't have time to say anything because the commander had quite a lot to say. But that's how much we can take. Hello, Port Harcourt is next. Good morning. My name is Ifiemi Andrew.